Welcome back to our Raw podcast, Restoring Awesome Warriors. Glad you are able to join us today once again. And I'm Jackie H. And I have my co-host here, my sister, Gail Barron, the judge. And today, on this episode, we're going to be talking about who told you that? Where you get that from? What you just said to me, who told you that? You know, Gail, we got so many things that we quote and we say to one another, and I have no idea where it come from. So we're going to discuss this because there's a few things that went on in our house. I would like to know who told you.
But before we do that, let me just tell you a story I heard. This young lady was cooking ham.
A ham? Okay.
And so she asked her mother, why do we cut the ends off the ham? Because it was a family tradition. And her mother said she didn't know. Go ask grandma. She went to her grandmother, and her grandma said, oh, she cut the ends off the ham so that the ham could fit in the pot. Now, how about that?
So they was doing this thinking that it was a reason and only...
It was no reason.
Just the ham was too big.
So that the ham could fit
in the pan.
And so what you could have did was just got a bigger pan.
Wow.
And that's how we do things. We take things that somebody said, quoted, and we don't have no idea.
And make a rule.
That's right. And make it come to tradition.
Wow.
Who told you that? And where did you get that from?
So how about, we are singers. So how about the song, I'm just using this for example, Precious Lord. Most everybody sings that song. And so most time I see people singing it is at funerals, right? So I experienced someone singing the song and they was happy. Well, I just thought it was a gospel song. I didn't know, that they said you shouldn't have sung that song to be happy. I was surprised. Like, what do you mean? It's a church song. It's a spiritual song. The song was birthed because Thomas Dorsey wrote this song after losing his wife and his child. So to that church person, you should only sing that song when you're grieving. How would, unless you know the story, how would I know? Like, I wouldn't know. The lady was singing the song and she sung it upbeat. So who told you that is only because of his situation? Now the song cannot be sung unless it's at a funeral. Ain't that something?
It is, but that's how we promote culture. It's what you believe, you yourself, and what you feel. It's not law. It's just what I believe. So this is how I'm going to operate and teach those in my circle. But if you ask somebody the real reason to why we do what we do, you don't know.
You just know my mother or my father or somebody told me. So that statement that they make, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words would never harm me.
So far from the truth.
What? You mean words don't harm you?
They do.
I have so many words that people said to me that so that's another thing. We even have favorite quotations that we say that really, why are you saying it?
You can cut your arm, but after so long a time, it'll heal. The skin will come back on it. But if I say something to damage your spirit, it could be years later, but you will remember that.
You remember those words.
Words go further than a bruise.
Wow. So, I'll take a lot of things back to my beginning, and my beginning was in our Christian home. So Daddy had this saying, I had to realize it wasn't Mommy, so this was a Daddy thing. So when we didn't do the things of the church, I would say the church that we was in at that time, he would always say to me, don't tie my hands. What that meant was, if you didn't follow the rules, I couldn't drive his car. it was things that he would take to you obey. And I never knew where it came from. Who told you? Like, somebody asked me, who told you that? So I thought it was a church rule. But I found out in later life and talked to one of my cousins, that was his father, our grandfather's statement. When he got mad at them that they didn't do what he said, he would take things from it, and it's called time, don't tie my hand. Like, who told, like, people used to ask me, who told you that? My dad said that if I don't do it right, you can't use the stuff you can't do. So it's a lot of things that came up. I don't know where it come from. They're gone now, so I can't even ask them.
But you know that's a sign of abuse.
What?
Because, and we'll wind up doing it to, well, I have a grandson. So every time he gets in trouble, he'll say, "You're not mad at me, are you?" When you afraid for someone to be mad at you, or he'll be told that if you don't act right, you're not going to get this or that. That's abuse. Wow. And we don't realize it.
So who told the parents to him that? Because you had to get it. You had to get it from somewhere. It's cycles. It's cycles. You had to get it from somewhere.
It's just like that ham. You cutting that ham because you saw your mother do it. She cut it because you saw her mother do it. So it's patterns. It's how we keep these patterns going, but we don't never fact check.
Wow. So you're almost afraid to make a mistake because punishment. In our culture, it came with punishment. Right. And it wasn't a learning experience. Right. It wasn't that you'd never done that before. You're just going to get in trouble for being you. So now you don't speak at all, or you won't do anything because if I make a mistake, I'm in trouble.
But how about the fact that you get in trouble, but it's without an explanation?
Wow.
It's just like when you tell a kid, don't touch that stove because it's hot. It can burn you. But a lot of time, the instructions we are given, it's not with explanation. Do what I say do.
Wow.
So I don't need to give you an explanation. Just don't do it. But that's not reality. In anything we do, it should be it should be backed up by the truth. For instance, I didn't know about birth control or none of that. I got pregnant. So I knew it was wrong. They didn't talk about having sex outside of marriage, the precaution, because it was other belief. You shouldn't be doing it anyway, so why should I give you birth control? The first time I heard about birth control is when you taught the young ladies. Yeah. Because with anything, it had to be a preventive action.
But I got in trouble for teaching it.
Yeah.
And I've always saw that. Who told you that you can't tell me the truth? Whether I do it or not, why not help someone? Why would you? And at that time when we came up, Gail, there was a lot of diseases. Right. There was a lot of things that going on. Would you rather for me go blind from VD, or would you rather tell me to prevent, because I was doing it anyway. So so what I got from who told you that was, since it was wrong, don't help.
Don't educate.
Don't educate. You can't do that. So a lot of things we're doing or have been done to us is because somebody told them, or somebody told this one. In school, if the teacher told one person not to do something, say like if the teacher told you, don't go up there and write on the board, Gail, you turn around because they told you told me that. Well, he was telling you for a reason. Maybe he didn't want you to write. So now it's like, nobody write on the board. So now it's a whole rule or whatever it is because of how it happened. Nobody asks, why was that done? So I don't know how we're going to get out of this.
Because we're the generation, we're going to talk about it. Because if you remember, every time we asked Mommy something, she would say, pray about it. Because it was no answer.
In case someone who's listening to us for the first time, my mother answered to everything in our life, pray about it. That meant as I grow older, now I know she didn't know. But that's what we was on our knees praying about the stuff she should have told us. But why couldn't you just say that?
I don't know. Or maybe you were too ashamed
Wow.
to tell me you didn't know because I'm looking to you as an adult.
Okay.
Just like my car. I love my Jeep. And I would have went to work to help keep up the payments. I was told,
But this is one of these Christian stories.
pray about it.
So anybody that don't know my sister Gail, we was raised in a Christian home, and she's a Christian. She we laughing about it because we done had this conversation. We was raised strict, so we didn't get out a lot to understand that there was different things going on in churches. So what she's talking about, she went to a church where you danced on your keys, her car keys, that Jeep, that awesome black Jeep that she had. Instead of going to work and pay for it, they told her to dance on the keys because that was, who told you that?
Right. I felt I just got to go to work.
Yeah. So what I want to know, did you tell other people to dance on their keys?
Oh, no.
Oh, you learned real fast.
Oh,
okay.
no. I paid some prices.
But some people, no, there's some people is paying the price, but they still tell people that same thing.
No, I don't do that.
Oh, so you changed it.
Fool
Okay.
me once.
Oh, fool you once.
Shame on me.
Shame on you. Okay.
If you fool me twice,
okay.
shame on you. Who told you that?
Right.
I'm questioning everything. Where you get that from?
So how do you feel it's a time to ask that question? Do it go against something in you? Like, how would you know to say, who told you that? Is it something you feel that's not right, or something like
something that don't make no sense? It don't even sound right.
Okay, so let me tell you this: since we was raised like this, so in our coming up, Daddy was real strict with in our home with religion. So we had to ask our pastor instead of him about doing things. I don't think Daddy understood. So let me give you an example. I played ball, every ball. Well, we was playing to get out the house because you found something to do just to get out the house. So to miss church was a no for Daddy. I'm trying to still see who told him that you couldn't miss church. They never explained what made them not, that we couldn't miss. So the in our church, long as you was in school, you can play ball. You can participate in anything of school activity. So I was on softball. I played basketball. We played volleyball. Everything we was participating in. Well, here's the kicker. He let me join the team. So when it came to game time, it was on church night, right? I went to Mastbaum school, and our church is about a half an hour away from the school. But when we went out to play another school, that was even farther away. Say we had to go to Roxborough or something. That's like a 2-hour drive, and you had to wait for the bus, the yellow bus that we was on, stay with the team. But only thing that was on my mind, I had to make it back to go to church by 8. Do you know how much pressure that was to win the game? Everybody's celebrating, and my whole mindset was beat it to church. And I asked him, who told you that? Because he said the pastor did. The pastor said he didn't. So misunderstanding, a lot of things we did in our home or schools or wherever, it was because it was for somebody else, but you cause a lot of issues.
Yes.
And we'll cause people issues when you just keep giving people information when you don't even know where that's saying. You don't even know why you're saying it. You don't even know where it began. And then when somebody asks you, you get mad. Or as we was told, just pray. Well, I'm asking questions these days, and I'll suggest and tell anyone, if it's something that is going on that you really don't understand, or something, a family tradition that don't sit well with you, ask. Why are we doing this? Where that come from? And you'll be surprised. You'll be surprised while you're taking off your shoes at the door.
There is a saying, though.
What?
If education is expensive, what do you think about ignorance?
Whoa. I think you should look in that camera and say that again, sis.
If education is expensive, what do you think about ignorance?
Selah.
Selah.
We're going to let that sit for a moment. Sometimes just ask the question, why am I doing anything? You have a right to ask. My dad said, because I told you. You don't ask questions. I have teachers that told me, because I told you. Well, what you just told me don't sit right with me. I might have to be respectful, but I'm going to ask. I have learned to ask. Even as an adult right now, I'm still asking questions. And sometimes it brings people kind of edgy of, why just do what I say. Even on a job, I know we have to follow rules even on our job. But some jobs, they don't even know why they told you to do it even on your job. That's not in my job classification. Why is I'm doing that? Well, because I didn't feel like getting the coffee. I asked you to get it. That's all you have to say. Can you help me with the coffee? But don't make it, that's a rule. The late one, the last one on the job, this is what you have to do.
Yeah, you hear that.
Yeah. So whatever that is, I don't know. I have a lot to say to this, but we're going to leave it right here. That's just giving people a thought. Just think about it. We're going to revisit this conversation.
But one thing I want to suggest, find a couch checking.
Why you always think I need therapy?
This is therapy. You're getting it out.
But you don't think I have valid points that I'm making?
I believe.
So
I know.
Why can't the people who did it to me be on the couch?
They're not here.
But they have couches. Maybe the next episode we use the green couches. Since you think that I need to be on the couch, and we're bringing professional help for me. I don't mind it, but I'm addressing all my issues. At 61 years old, I'm addressing all of my issues.
This is help. This is a safe
and I'm proud
place.
to be addressing them.
Just keep talking.
Just keep talking.
Just
okay.
keep talking. Get it out.
I'm glad.
You want to be so free? I'm so proud of myself.
I'm glad to have you here to know me. So, Gail, it's been rewarding again to sit and just talk about some things. It's going to be short, little episodes that we do.
Yeah.
But we're going to come back with real help. Tell them to look out for it.
Yes.
So as we leave, we always say, love God, love family, work hard, and be kind.